Hello, everyone, and happy holidays. Today, I am going to display and demonstrate the Evergleam Tri-Lite that I have for sale. This Tri-Lite is for sale on Etsy as well as this other one. They're both for sale on Etsy. The one you see behind there is my Tri-Lite. They're all similar. I will tell you what the difference is between the two that I am selling, but basically they are all the same, and they all have had their motors replaced, and transmission, restoration, whatever was necessary to bring them back to their vintage beauty and be able to preserve them for future generations. My preference would be to sell these off Etsy. I don't no longer sell on eBay because the fees are just astronomical. And unfortunately, Etsy is heading in the same direction. They have a new program where is mandated. The seller does not have an option. If someone purchases one of your items from a click on Facebook, Google, or any third-party link such as that, then Etsy gets to collect somewhere between 20 and 30% of the sale price, including the shipping as well. So at that point, it really becomes minimal profit for the sellers. And if you Google it, many of the Etsy sellers are upset with this change. There's nothing you can do about it. Unfortunately, a lot of the sellers pass that increase along to the buyers. I myself have had to do that. So I've had several people write to me and say that the prices are high. Well, first of all, aside from the Etsy fees and the high shipping fees, they these lamps, I have to purchase them, and then there's labor and costs involved. So it's not as though these lamps fall in my lap. I have to go to auctions, estate sales, and so on, and purchase them just like anyone else. I'm bidding against someone else. So I'm not getting them at a specially reduced price, and don't have any secret connection where I can get them at a very low price. I paid in fact, I just finished paying $584 for one. So that goes to show you that my profit is minimal. But my husband and I have a passion for these, so we love restoring them, and our preference would be that these stay in circulation for future generations and that they don't get tossed out. This one here in front of me is a good example of one that arrived at our home. It had no color lens. It was rusty on the bottom. The inside dome was also rusty. It was not working at all, and it had to be restored as much as we were able to do it while keeping the authenticity or the integrity of the when it was originally produced by Evergleam. Okay, so the color lenses that we use on this one are acrylic color lenses. I find that they're durable. You don't have to worry about the lenses breaking. Also, the amount of color that is emitted onto the tree is equivalent to the glass lens. Uh, Give you a backside. Also, with the glass lens, as they age, they tend to peel, chip, etc. And then there's the risk of breaking, falling off and breaking. I would suggest that you keep these lenses on. With the glass lens, I have tried the painting, and I can tell you that that does not work. Does not work. You can see the streaks, and it just doesn't work. And when you paint them, again, the light that the transparent light that goes through color light is equivalent to the acrylics. So why not get the acrylics? They look nicer, and you don't have to worry about them breaking. These lights here are fluorescent lights. This was a fluke. I usually use LED white light, and I wanted to try LED color lights. When they arrived, they would not fit into the holes. So then I ordered these, thinking, even though they were spiral, and I should have known that spiral lights are not LED, I received these. And so, not realizing they were fluorescent, we decided, wow, okay, we ordered what we thought was LED, but they're fluorescent, obviously. So we put them in, and surprisingly, they worked out fantastic. And the advantage is that the fluorescent lights do not produce all that white light that tends to escape from these vents here and underneath here and uh, project up into the aluminum Christmas tree. So these kind of mute that and or don't produce rather that white light. So I really like these and lean towards these. So this would be my preference. Now the dome, as I told you on this dome had some rust. It had not gone into the metal, so we were able to wash off a good amount of it and then sand the rest of it, paint, and then I splattered the gold paint on it to mimic the original specs that are on these domes. And I actually got more of a Stieber color wheel effect. Those of you who are familiar with the Stieber color wheels, they're white and have kind of these mid-century modern look with the gold. So I kind of like this better than the original specs. So that was completely restored. Then underneath the wheel or the stand, this was rusted, and we had to clean that as well, sand it several times, and then we lightly sprayed chrome spray on it, Rust-Oleum, so that it would not continue to suffer from oxidation. And that only happens when you store it in a wet place. So keep in mind these things cannot be stored in a wet area, damp area. So for many reasons, not only for oxidation purposes, not on the aluminum, but on the base, but also for the motor and its functionality. So the reason why we lightly spray the paint on it is so that the markings, which you really can't see here, but so that the original markings can be seen. And on this one, it says that this stand is capable of holding a tree up to 8 feet tall and 15 pounds. So the Evergleam stamps do have a weight capacity. So I'm going to turn them on in a minute so that you can see how quietly they run. My husband does all the replacement, restorations in his machine shop, and he does a really nice job. They run smoothly. They run at 1 RPM, so that's a nice little speed for you to sit back and enjoy your Christmas music while admiring the decorations on your tree. Or you can have a faster speed if you like, but the 1 RPM is the recommendation. Now, here's the other one we're selling. This one did not need the painting of the dome. It came with the original dome. That's what it looks like. Okay. And I don't have the lenses on here, but they're the exact lenses as the other one. And they both run really well. And they both will include the fluorescent lights. The fluorescent lights, if you want to buy them on your own, if you're not interested in the Tri-Lites, they can be purchased through Amazon.com, and there are two. You can only buy them in pairs of two. Make sure you get the sleek, not the big round one, because only the sleek will fill in the hole, and they're $20 per two. So I'm going to go ahead, and I have this one here because this Evergleam, I'm in the process of restoring this Evergleam aluminum Christmas tree. I think it's 6 feet and has 91 branches in its original box and sleeves. But this one has been a labor of love. It's I'm halfway through. But if anyone is interested, probably a little more than halfway, I will finish it up and sell it. Just make me an offer. Make it a reasonable offer. Take a look at the ones that are out there. Keep in mind that this one is going to be restored. The ends will be sealed and the branches will be washed, so you get a nice shiny bright aluminum Christmas tree in its original box. And it does come with its original tripod, which is over here. I'll show you the tripod. It's right there. Sorry for all the movement. So I'll show you this one turning so you can get some idea of how it turned with a tree on it. And hopefully my husband set this up right. They'll all turn. Okay. So this is the speed that your Tri-Lite will be turning. So it's a very nice speed. Now listen, I have my humidifier on, but I'll get closer. No noise. Very little noise. Now, when it's not on, here's one that's not on the tree is not in it, I should say. You might get a little bit of noise, but it's not from the motor. It's just the aluminum turning on top, the cover. Here's the other one. These are not musical. Once you replace the motor, if they are musical, you cannot replace the music box. It's close to impossible. We offer a 3-year warranty on the replacement of the motors, but as my husband likes to say, these things will outlast him. And we're really thrilled about being able to keep these in circulation. It is our passion. We love doing this. Those of you who have purchased from us or have had us restore one of your Tri-Lites, please share. I believe, perhaps I'm being biased, but my husband does a very professional job with these. So if you're interested, there's 2, not 3, just these 2 for sale. I'd be happy to sell them to you on our website, which is www.vintagealuminumchristmastree.com. Or I can also create a PayPal invoice, and both methods offer protection. I've been a long time Etsy and eBay seller, so I'm not going anywhere. You will certainly can see I'm under Aluminum Christmas and Etsy, and you can see my reviews. So I am legitimate. I'm just looking for a way to sell these so that I don't have to pay 30% in fees. I don't mind paying fees. I know that fees have to be paid, certainly, but I think that 30% is absurd, and it doesn't allow me much room for any profit. So I'll also put my email address if you want to email me and possibly ask for a quote or make me an offer. As I said, make me an offer on the Tri-Lites. Keep in mind, there's some selling on eBay right now. One is for $785. There's another one that's currently they're bidding on. It might be a little over $400. And there's another one that's $599, and that one needs some work. So keep this in mind if you plan on making an offer. These again have been restored. They have the new acrylic lenses. They have the fluorescent lights in them. And finally, someone had asked what was the difference between the Evergleam Tri-Lite and the normal freestanding color wheel. I'm not, this is a matter of personal opinion. I believe, in my personal opinion, that with the Tri-Lite, you get all the colors emanating through at the same time, so you get like a multicolor effect. I think you might be able to see it, what I'm talking about there. You get a multicolor effect, whereas if you have a freestanding color wheel, depending on where you place it, you see the colors transitioning in one segment of the tree at a time, and that's why Evergleam, in one of their instructions, they suggest that you use more than one color wheels. So when you get people telling you, oh, I don't know, I put the color wheel on my tree and I don't see the colors. I had one gentleman tell me, I want to remember the colors as I did when I was a child. Well, of course, when we're children, everything is completely different from a different perspective. But in order to get that, especially since we're using LED lights now instead of those big penetrate bulbs that melted the lenses and so on, I think Evergleam was right in stating that having more than one light, one on each side, and if you have to only have one in the front, that's the best way to go if you want to get the full effect of the colors, especially depending on the size of your tree. I apologize for the long video. I hope that I hear from some of you. I would love to sell these 2 Tri-Lites to good homes that would appreciate all the work that's gone into them. And happy holidays to everyone. Thank you for looking.